24 degrees downtown. My prediction today was 26 degrees. We've already gone there, we really have. Unfortunately, the weatherman said 22 degrees. Yep, okay, as usual. Tuesday, October 19th, and believe me, it's an absolute pleasure because today we go right on down to the South Island, catch up with a good friend of ours, Ryan Neville. But first of all, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, you know, it's always a pleasure to catch up with our good friend Ryan Neville. Yes, our blues buddy coming out of Christchurch, and well, I tell you what, let's get it underway. Here's Ryan Neville and the Midnight Blues Band, Bad Attitude, right here at Galaxy. Hey, you got it going.
Yeah,
Awesome.
up for some
Awesome.
reason. Mine's doing, I can click it.
Yours is doing,
and then
I
in
can...
like 3 seconds later it takes the photo. Yeah.
Delayed reaction. I love phones that do stuff like that. You know, take a photo and wait 5 seconds.
Just Ryan on.
That's right, good old technology, eh?
Yeah, it's supposed to be instant, Terry, you know, no waiting.
That's right.
Take the photo. Who are you waving at?
Just anyone that's on Facebook.
Oh, everybody
But
that's
there's
on
no one
Facebook right
there.
there. Right, I get it. Hey, Ryan, I was mentioning this, you were born in Christchurch, you mentioned that you were supposed to be offshore.
Yeah.
But you've been entertaining for 25 years.
I'm getting old, mate.
When did you start playing? How old were you?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. So we started playing as a band, or just me playing?
No, when you first picked up the plastic guitar.
The plastic guitar? I thought it been about 8 or 9, I think, when I started playing.
So, okay,
Yeah.
calculations come through then. You're, what, 33 years of age?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're,
Not and not a day older.
no, you don't look a day older than that, no. Of course not.
Scary thing is, mate, it's my big 5-0 next year.
Oh,
Well, I hope you're going to give me an invite.
Absolutely. No, in fact, I'm flying up.
You better. We'll get on the tips together, my friend, absolutely.
Take this forever. It has to happen at some point, right?
Sooner or later, bro. It's got to.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah,
Dory.
absolutely.
And the good thing is,
Thank you
we're
for
not
joining
anywhere near
us.
Auckland.
Yes, that's true.
We're
I
still...
keep forgetting that. I just keep, what it's like down here, we're kind of like anything North Island, it's like, whoa. But
Yes.
you're right, you're miles away.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're still copacetically too.
Yeah, true.
We can get on.
They must be hating it, right? They must be hating
I
it.
want to build a wall around Plague City. Do you remember the movie Escape from New York?
Yeah.
Kiwis,
Escape
John,
from Orc.
talking to Kiwis.
Oh, I like it.
Do you
Yeah.
understand the
Yeah,
language?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Mate, let's do that. Let's build that wall.
yeah, exactly. You know, I can get a really good spokesperson for building walls too. His name's Trump.
Yeah, but they can still go
Get 'em,
by
get 'em.
sea,
Let's-
so what are
let's
you
get
going to
this
do
thing up
about
and running.
that?
Yep. Well, Jacinda, watch out. We're going to get an American former president to talk to you about building a wall.
I wonder if that would go down, right?
Yeah, well, you know, she can even throw in her former venue holder as well. Put them in there as well.
That's funny. Can you imagine it?
It is funny, actually. Oh, by the way, did you see Clark Gayford was being a DJ in the weekend?
Was he?
Yeah, he was. I mean, she's a former DJ.
No.
Yeah, she's a former club DJ like myself, right? So
Didn't know.
this
Really?
stabathon that went on throughout New Zealand, right? Some of the places had, discos and stuff like that. Get up there and entertain me. She's going to them.
Wow.
Oh, hard case.
Two wrongs don't make a right. That's what they say. Tell me, turn
know, if you want to talk about master of blues, then look no further. Literally, here in New Zealand, our master of blues, arguably Ryan Neville. Literally, and, well, good friends to Galaxy as well. Welcome back to Galaxy, Ryan.
Thank you very much, Grant. It's always a lot of fun to catch up with you guys. Like I said before, it's my highlight of my week. And good to hear you guys have been getting good weather. Finally, New Zealand's starting to heat up a little bit. Something to look forward to, a bit of summer, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Spring is upon us. Now, did the wife do any spring cleaning this year?
Well, I did most of it.
Okay.
I'm one of the tidy people, so I like to keep the house clean and tidy and things like that.
Okay, how many springs did you get cleaned?
Well, at least got 2 or 3. I tried to go for 4, but I only got about 3 done.
Oh, so you got some big ones?
Yeah, no, you know, at least that. You know.
Yeah, believe me, I saw the wife out there
And
with...
they're very springy.
Believe me, at home, I saw the wife out there. She had some small ones, you know, but I tell you what, the good old truck springs were just a number. Took a while, you know, especially if you're using a toothbrush.
Yeah, it takes time.
It does.
Oh, take time, yes.
It's almost like having a pencil behind your ear. You never know. Donnie Coulter is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Donnie. Believe me, you've been visiting us quite a bit lately. When are we catching up? Hopefully very, very soon. Would love to be able to do something with you, my bro. I really, really would. Now, at the same time, Ryan, Black Magic Tour. Is it still on? Are we still doing the Black Magic Tour around New Zealand?
Yeah, you know, it has been a wee bit shaky, but yes, we certainly are. We finished a Dunedin show on the weekend, which was excellent. We've only had to cancel 2 just due to the COVID lockdown. So we've been fortunate. We've tried to push ahead, and because we love what we do, we just try and entertain and keep people happy and that kind of thing. So we have been very, very lucky. So we are charging ahead. We've got 2 more shows between now and the end of the year that we're hoping to complete. So yes, we are.
I get it. I really do. Here's something you might be interested in, actually. I was in Tauranga just over the weekend, and they had these guys out on the streets, you know, playing away, and really good band, too. Very entertaining, I've got to be honest, but everybody had masks on, right? And then there was this one guy sitting on a speaker looking a little forlorn, you know. I kind of thought, well, what's wrong with you? So I went up to him, I went, what's the matter? He goes, I'm the harp player.
That gets tricky with a mask on, doesn't it?
Yeah, he didn't look very happy at all, you know what I mean? I felt sorry for him. Mike Greenstreet is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Mike. Really, really pleasure to have everybody joining us this morning, because today I'm elated. We're talking to Kiwis. You know, I get to talk to everybody around the world, but it is such a pleasure to come on back and catch up with our good friend Ryan Neville. Now, Ryan, just recently I received a whole heap of work. Now, a lot of it we've actually played and we've promoted in the past, but this is worth a hash over a redo, simply because it didn't come from you this time. It actually came via Germany. Your client sent it to me, and you guys, now, let me get this right. We introduced you to Jorg. Now you've formed a really, really healthy relationship with him that he's mastering, he's working your work. That's fantastic.
Oh, look, it's very exciting. And Jorg is a fantastic guy. Look, he's we get on extremely well, and he's just an absolute charm to work with. And, of course, he's been very kind to us and done an amazing job on mastering. We certainly will be sending everything we can his way. So it's always a pleasure working with Jorg, and again, lovely guy, and does a great job.
You know, that really puts a feather in my cap. It really does, because I was kind of hoping for this. You know what I mean? I was really hoping that you two would get on and form a relationship better than I actually expected, to be very honest with you. But you're right. Jorg is a wonderful man. Very, very talented man in his own right as well. And very funny man as well, I got to be honest with you. But he does such a great job when it comes to mastering work. He really, really does. So henceforth, we couldn't wait to be able to get this one underway again and do something with it, because it does sound, well, I got to be honest with you, slightly better than the original stuff that I've got. There is that your difference in there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's his magic touch. That's all I can say. He does a great job.
He really does. As an engineer myself, believe me, I listened to, and believe me, the songs that we're playing today, I've listened to both sides of it, the originals and that I received a wee while ago, and the ones that York sent me. Yes, there is a marketable difference in there. Maybe not to the untrained ear, but believe me, there is in there. I can pick it out. Tina's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Tina. And Tina, I'm going to have a chat to you, young lady, about joining us again this Christmas for the Christmas show. We'd love you and Angel to be a part of it. Please, please, please consider that. Thank you. Now, at the same time, we did start off with a bit of bad attitude, and I think that's appropriate, literally. Ryan, tell me a little bit about this track.
Well, I always tend to like to write a wee bit sort of, the comic, I guess you'd call it, just a bit of a spin on things. So it's not really from personal experience. It's just I always kind of think, we always talk about blues as being sad and the dog dying, and we've talked about this before. So I just kind of thought it'd be nice to have a spin in a comical way to talk about having a bad day. That was just really and everything I could think about, breaking a shoelace to, that kind of a thing, and walking down the street and just everything going wrong. So it was just a bit of fun more than anything.
We call that road rage.
That's a good word for it, yeah.
It sounds like it, really, because believe me, I know what that's like, literally. Believe me, if you work here with all these computers and stuff and they all decide to do funky things all at the same time, yeah, that's a lot of fun, it really is. Right here at Galaxy, we are joined today by Ryan Neville, coming out of Christchurch, and we've established his age. We're early 30s, literally, and
a day older, remember?
Not a day older, literally. Now, you mentioned at the top of this that by now you were expecting to be living in America and doing the American thing. Has it always been something that you've wanted to do, Ryan, is move to America, get immersed in the American blues?
Absolutely. It's we've toured over there about 4 times now, so it just sounds, it just makes sense to be there. As much as we love, living here in New Zealand, I mean, it's a beautiful place, of course, but I've always had this draw to performing over there, and we have a good fan base and everything like that there. I have a band over there already, which almost weekly calls me and says, when are you coming over? So we've been close many times to doing the big shift and going over to experience living and getting amongst it. So, like everything, there's so many other things. We talked about York before. I promised him to come and see him in Germany and perform with him. So, yeah, all in good time, as they say. I'm hoping it will happen eventually.
Believe me, I have faith, my friend. I absolutely think you're going to do it. Nothing better than immersing yourself in the home of your product, literally. Hand right there, you can do all the research, get to know the whole culture. You just couldn't do better, really. And I know that Ryan would survive absolutely brilliantly in that environment, I really do. And yeah, believe me, when you do catch up with York, Ryan, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Absolutely. It'll be just what he's looking for.
Yeah. And he won't see it coming, will he?
Won't.
Yeah, we'll do all the eye jokes later on, I'm sure, right down to the contacts. Literally. Sean Simpson's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Sean. Really, really love you. And believe me, thank you for joining us and being an avid fan. And we want to be able to do something with our VIP fans at Christmas time. Literally, we're going to be doing a Christmas show, and we would love it if we can include you. We'll talk about it soon.
And Ryan.
And Ryan.
Yeah.
And Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. Literally, we are doing a Christmas show very, very shortly. Barbara's putting it all together now. Gosh, Christmas is that close. Really.
Yes.
If you really think about it, it's only a matter of days away. Even though we're, yeah.
Isn't it? It is certainly coming up.
It
It's
is.
my favourite time of the year. My favourite time.
Now, speaking of which, would you prefer to go to the mall and do the shopping hands-on? Or this year, are you going to play it safe and do the shopping online?
That's always a good question. But it's just been, constantly busy. It's quicker and easier to do it online. But I certainly miss the whole vibe of going shopping and the, carols and decoration. As I said, my favourite time of year. So look, if I can, I would do both. Order what I can, and then I want to go out and do last minute things.
Yeah.
I do things to the last minute, I must say. So.
Well, it's to me, Ryan. It's like, let's put it this way: if you these days, right now, if you want to go to a concert, what do? You go home, you have a shower, you put on all your duds and everything, you get all geared up, fired up, and you go to the lounge and turn on your device.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the same. It really doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm a concert guy. I like being not only in the mosh pit, but in the engineering, front of house, everything like that. I like the feel of live events. You can't recreate that in your lounge. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me. Same with Christmas. I love to be able to go out, mix and mingle with people in amongst the malls. Everybody's happy, having a good time. Kids are excited. The whole deal.
Absolutely.
You don't get that if you recreate it on your laptop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just can't do it. It's just not the same, is it? Doesn't matter what you do. Yeah.
It's not. And did you note that not so long ago our security minister in Wellington was rather concerned because the face recognition software isn't doing its job?
Oh no.
Yeah, it kind of, I wonder why.
Yeah, that could get tricky, couldn't it?
That's a typical politician, isn't it? Why is my stuff not working? Really?
Someone mentioned to me the other day a genius plan. Because we can't see each other's faces, we should get, a T-shirt or a thing to hang around the neck of our actual faces.
Yeah, I got a cup. Just fill my cup up and go into the bank. Here's one for you, and it was really, really weird. I went into the bank the other day, had a face mask on, had a hat on, had a scarf on, had a jacket on, right? And the security guard went, "Good morning." When does that ever happen at a bank? You go in with a mask on, no security guard's going to go, "Good morning." Really?
Yeah, I know. But it does feel a wee bit like that, like you're going, went to a store the other day, mask on, had my hat on, that kind of thing, and you do kind of feel so. This is something not right about this, isn't there?
Yeah.
No.
To rob the store.
Exactly. There's that persona. I mean,
Yeah.
once upon a time, only criminals wore masks. You know what I mean? Or the or the Lone Ranger, maybe. But it kind of doesn't feel right. But it's sociably acceptable these days.
It is, yeah.
And good on it. Good on
Yeah.
it. You're doing the right thing if you're wearing masks in public. You really, really are. And keep that up. Literally. Don't do what they do in Auckland and go do party things, because then you get arrested.
Yeah. You do.
You do. Especially, I come from, I spent many, many years on the North Shore when I was working for Radio Hauraki and a number of other major radio stations. I can see those guys doing that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Moreover, Ryan, I'm wondering if it was my family that was involved.
Maybe it was, Grant. Maybe it was.
Believe me, I wouldn't put it past them. Literally, I got my youngers, my wrong'uns live up there. And believe me, yeah, my wrong'uns, believe me, they earn their name too. Each and every one of them. They did. They were just like me. Got into everything. Believe me, if there was something to get into, and if it was mischief making, well, I could give them an A on their report card every time. I could. So that's why they got the name the Wrong'uns. Believe me, they did. I have said this to one of my Wrong'uns in the past, and rather surprising that you were turning it into a song, but Don't You Quit Me Baby. Tell me about this.
Yes, so this was a wee while ago, to think back a little bit for this one. So this was, it's one that we've had a lot of success with, great one to play live. It's just such a fun, upbeat, a typical 12-bar blues, just enjoyable to play. And it's a typical, as I said earlier, about trying to write these theme ideas, which gets difficult. The blues is a little kind of tricky to write stories, because then this one's the typical, my wife, partner, girlfriend, whichever way you want to describe it, has left me, so don't you quit me.
I get it. Master of steel guitar coming out of North Carolina, Mr. Terry Van Cannon, is trying to be funny. He sent me something, he goes, what type of key does not open a lock? A key way.
I must write that one down. No, that's a classic. That's a classic right there.
You'll get the video, so just watch the video again. Tim Steinreich, coming out of British Columbia, is joining us. The Mighty One is in the house. Nice to have you on board. And let's get this underway. Here is Ryan Neville and the Midnight Blues Band coming out of Christchurch, and Don't You Quit Me Baby. I got my biggest fan working.
That's a big fan.
Yeah. She keeps saying she's my biggest fan anyway.
Right. Nice. Oh, that's funny.
Dear. It's the first time this year I'm actually...
How are you? How's everybody?
Warm. I found that yesterday. It was almost a bit too warm. They say because I was born in spring that I don't like hot and cold. So I remember walking outside and went, whoa, this is warm.
Well, I'm glad I'm not born in a pub then.
That could be dangerous.
Well, I'd like cold.
Yeah. Yeah. It is funny, isn't it? It's like everything. If we could have a switch and turn the hot and cold on as far as being outside goes, it'd be great. You could decide every day whether you want it to be rainy or whether you want it to be sunny.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is a good temperature right now. I'd have a year like this. You know what I mean?
Oh,
not
yeah.
too hot, not too cold, just comfortable.
23.
Yeah, I'm the same.
It is 23, well, 24 actually, 23.5. Oh dear.
But it's good. The summer is coming. Nice warm weather, hey?
I reckon it's going to be a hot one.
Contact you about our Christmas.
I do. You'll be able to fry eggs on the bloody pavements outside.
Probably is going to be, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a look at it,
How about it?
Vancouver, there was parts of Vancouver, there was people dying because of the heat there
Yeah.
this year, just this year. Literally, we had friends of ours telling us on a daily basis how many people had passed away because of the heat.
That's crazy.
And they were up around the high 40s, low 50s. Now,
Wow.
if you're looking at it that way,
18.
last year, and really up here where we are, we really didn't have that much of a winter. We had some stormy days, but nothing
Yeah.
really cold. I mean, the lowest we got to, I think, was 1.
Really?
Or did we get to a 0 this year?
No.
We didn't get to a 0 this year. We got to 1. So, I mean, I'm thinking the yin and yang of this is if you look at the other side of the world, what's going to hit this place this summer.
Good point, hey? So it could be a stifler.
I reckon it is.
Dry down in
And that's why they're getting these spring storms happening now. Mother Nature's getting it over and done with and getting prepared to roll her sleeves up.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning, isn't it?
I feel sorry for the Canterbury farmers.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Everybody down on those Canterbury plains. And don't forget, I was brought up down that way as well, bro. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was
So it'd be very dry and then we have fires, we in the Port Hills and things.
exactly. my production manager just said to me in my head, shaky o shimmy, shaky o shimmy. That was the guy prior, the Brian Smitty. He says shaky o shmitty. Literally I says to him, I can't, it's been a long time since I've shaken my shimmy. Then I says to him, you know, do you remember those girls that used to have those shimmy dresses that used to do that kind of thing? He goes, yeah. I says, my dress is a bit skinny now. I wouldn't fit into it anymore.
You blushed.
Good point.
Yeah, and that's what she's getting at, is go on, you know, you're listening to Brian, shake your shimmy. It's good music. It is. You just gotta love it. Take it from me, literally. And believe me, if I had $1 for every time I said that about an artist's work, well, I'd have $1. There you go. I would. I really don't say that often about people's work, but Ryan, literally, I love to shake my shimmy with this music. I really, really do. Right now, what I'm listening to does not define the blues to me. I like being out of the box. I really, really do. And I like an artist that does that. Now, tell me a little bit about if I had $1.
Yeah, it's a good point as you said. It's like, it's so, for me, it's so awesome to hear that the blues are still coming through. But, and, you know, it's like a lot of times it's a danger to class yourself as a blues songwriter. And you don't want to go too far out of the box and create something. So every now and again, I kind of like to dig deep and kind of pull out something that I consider classic, original blues and things like that. So it's that kind of that story again. Instead of you know, the $1 means a lot. So it's kind of, yeah, I'm trying to keep it in that era, and it's sort of talking about the idea that it's right. Whatever I have earned, I would give to you. It's that kind of spin on the song.
You know, and talking about dollars, New Zealand is very quickly becoming a cashless society. It really, really is. In fact, it's been a long time since I've actually seen folding money. I've got to be honest. I use a piece of plastic. You know what I mean? But that is only endangering a number of people. You come up with a cashless society. How's the buskers going to cash in on this? What are you going to do? Throw down your plastic in their hat?
That's a good point. Where's that going to go? That's right, exactly.
Exactly. How are we going to pay our buskers? I mean, are they going to walk around with these little zip-zap machines? You know, go on, 10%.
Right. Yeah. That's a very interesting question. Yeah, that's what is going to happen.
Exactly. You know, I think there'll be a barter system come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You give me a $20 farmer's card, and I'll give you $20 worth of music. Bingo.
That works, doesn't it?
Yep, and we'll throw in a sausage sizzle as well.
Perfect.
Love it. Here at Galaxy is Ryan Neville, coming out of Christchurch. Which part of Christchurch, by the way?
So we're in Hallswell in Christchurch, which is not far from the city centre.
Gotcha. Coming out of Christchurch is Ryan Neville and the Midnight Blues Band, If I Had $1.
If I had $1 for all the times I said I love you.
That's sharp. That's clear. That's really well done. You've done wonderful.
He's done a great job, hasn't he? I mean, truly brilliant at what he does.
Exactly.
Sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I like the DB setting on it as well. Michael Kuhn is watching. Paige Gregory. Hello, Paige. Nice to have you back again, sweetheart. And I am so looking forward to catching up with Diamonds really, really soon. I really, really am. Looking forward to doing that.
I'm really keen to hear about your show coming up, the Christmas show.
Hey, Paige.
Oh, yeah, believe me, bro.
How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Barbara, we got Brian in on the Christmas
Yes,
show.
I
We
have.
do.
Yes,
We
we
do.
have.
Brilliant.
Thank you. I'd love to be involved.
Awesome, because believe me,
It's
bro.
on the Sunday the 20th.
It's one of the 2 days of the year that I'm allowed to actually have a beer.
Really?
It is.
Only 2 days.
Yeah, believe me, they won't let me drive the ship otherwise. The other day is Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
Perfect.
We do a show on New Year's Eve as well, and
This is
people
how
drop
it's
in,
time
and
after.
you know,
I'll be watching. That sounds great.
we get nuts. We do.
Walnuts and peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts, walnuts, cashews. Yeah, okay.
That's a lot of nuts.
Yep. It is, especially if they come in one of those bag things, you know, like little fishnet stockings.
Funny.
It is.
Madness.
Oh, madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, K-Ways, especially this one.
Well, yeah, there's another Kiwi
Terry
up there.
Cannon over there.
Another Kiwi there.
I'm going to have to think of a response for that Kiwi joke.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Okay, Pumpkin?
You're right. Yeah, because
Terry, his wife either owns or has shares in this massive pumpkin farm in Mexico, right? They live in North Carolina, but they have this deal in Mexico, and they had 10 million pumpkins.
No.
10 million.
That's a lot of pumpkins.
Could you imagine getting $1 for each one?
Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Apparently a lot of it goes to charity and stuff, though.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
So. You know, Ryan, that's a bit of me. I love that kind. Is there a bit of Joe Bonamassa in there?
Yes, there's always a bit of Joe in there. It's a combination of a lot of players. I'm a massive Joe fan, a Gary Moore fan, a Hendrix fan, so I always try and kind of channel all that and throw it into one big song.
You know, I get it. And believe me, I can hear that style in there. I really, really can when you're playing. And believe me, absolutely love the way you throw that axe around. Really love those strings working off.
Thank you, Grant.
I
Thanks for that.
really do. As an engineer, I listen to it, if you know what I mean. And I can pretty much figure out where you've got your fingers on the frets.
Nice. That's good. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's nice to kind of have that, you know, isn't it? When you're recording on your own kind of thing, you tend to kind of, it's hard for other people to imagine the process and things like that, isn't it? So it's nice to kind of portray that.
Well, believe me, as a fan of music, and believe me, I'm not so much a fan of garage music, but I'm a fan of good music, you know what I mean? And that's why we love you so much, Ryan, is that you are such the consummate professional, literally. And, well, you play my kind of music. You really do. So, having said that, literally, I'm looking forward to completing this Black Magic tour that you've been partaking in. Well, it's been in the works now, what, almost 2 years?
Yes, it has. Yeah, so it's about 2 years. Yes. So it's been a long, struggle to keep doing these shows just due to the fact of the lockdown, of course. But we've pushed ahead and enjoyed every one of them. We've had a blast this year, that's for sure. It's just been so much fun meeting people, the different places we played at this year. We previously made sure that places we hadn't, certain places we always go back to, but there was places that we hadn't been, so it's very enjoyable for us to go and do those places for sure.
Now, I don't know, are they still holding the festival in, is it Matamata, Te Puke? Around that area? They have a blues festival up there every year. I think you were going to go in that direction at some stage. Is that still going ahead?
At this point, no. It's just one of those things. We're just trying to be safe and things like that, and not, trying to just be careful about where we play and things like that at the moment. It's a sad one that we might have to let go of, but I'm sure we'll be back again. We're looking forward to coming to the North Island.
That's where I was going to catch up with you, if you know what I mean. So I was, actually I was going to kidnap you and take you to Rotorua and, do stuff while everybody else played. But having said that, that's also the reason why the One Loves and everything like that are not being done this year, which is a shame.
Yes.
But it's all about keeping people safe and healthy. There'll be plenty of time. to do this in the near future. Now, pumpkins are going well. We've landed a little over 2 million at locations this time, starting in September to October 18th, getting close to the goal. I have to admit I'm ready to get back into my music. Yeah, Terry, believe me, I understand that. I really, really do. I know the Canadians have just had their Halloween. Have the Americans had theirs yet?
No, they had Thanksgiving.
They had Thanksgiving, not Halloween.
No,
Halloween's still coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do this sort of thing.
Oh.
Jerry.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Literally. Kiwi cannibalism here, folks. Have a look at this. This is my production manager's sense of humour. Seeing we're in kiwi fruit country. Literally.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I was talking to a couple of Canadians about a week or so ago, and I said, do you know much about New Zealand? They went, well, you're named after a fruit, aren't you? No.
Interesting.
Yet again, I was actually talking to a young lady. Now, check this out. This hasn't happened to us before, and believe me, you might find this rather amusing. We here at Galaxy, we have a great big bank of servers to be able to take our traffic, right? But unfortunately, we got so much traffic that we had to go and find somebody to help us out. We ended up in England, literally, and the guy over in England, he deals with everything over that side and more, which works copacetically with the bank that we have here. Huge, big company, literally, got a big deal. It really is a big deal. But we need that to be able to take the volume of people that not only participate but listen to our radio station, all that sort of stuff. I get it. Anyway, one young lady that we've been promoting just recently, her name is Ashley Pater, went to a red carpet festival deal. It was an awards deal. It was Much Music Awards, and she was on the red carpet being interviewed, and the guy says to her, why does New Zealand love you so much? And she says, you know, roundabout way, you know, I got 2,000 requests for it in one day, my song Red Sneakers, which is God's honest truth. She did, you know, people just wanted to hear it. And it stuck with her. So she mentioned this. We put that to air, literally, that whole interview. It was only less than a minute's interview. Connected the song to it. It nosed up our system so badly, our IT guys were working for days getting it back together again properly that we can actually broadcast, literally. There was so many people around the world that just got in touch with us all at once. Now, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people it takes to crash our systems, but this happened. Has never happened ever before. You know what I mean? I thought that we had it sorted.
Wow,
But
that's amazing, isn't it? It's bad for you guys, but it was awesome for her to get that many hits, wasn't it?
Well, it kind of is bad, but there's a silver lining here. Because now I know just, you know, what to do if I want to upset my IT guy.
Ah!
Just get hold of Ashley Pater, literally. And believe me, he gets worried every time I mention her name now. But believe me, it's never happened before. It really, really hasn't, which is fascinating to me. But at the same time, it's not a shame. No, it's not a shame. It's not a shame. It's not a shame. Seem to be stuttering you. Shame, shame, shame. Tell me about this.
Yes, now this is off an album that we completed this year, actually. So Shame, Shame, Shame was just, again, a nice, fun kind of song. And again, simple. Sometimes I like to write lyrics that are very easy and catchy. So, which for me is a rare thing because I try to overcomplicate things for some strange reason. So this time I thought, Ryan, let's not be tricky or awkward. Let's just shame, shame, shame. So the idea was just everything can, sometimes in your life, can just be such a shame, shame, shame. So unfortunately, there was not really any amazing story behind it, unfortunately, but it was just nice and simple story.
You know, and believe me, the very first time I ever saw Ryan Neville's Shame, 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 as soon as I saw those words, shame, 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 you know, Tina Charles came to mind.
Really?
Do you remember that song back in the 70s? You know, shame, shame, shame?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it was just, you know, the words that went, hey, maybe he's doing a cover. No, he's not. Here at Galaxy is Ryan Neville and the Midnight Blues Band coming out of Christchurch, New Zealand. Yes, shame, shame, shame. Do you remember Tina Charles?
Yeah, as soon as you said that they added the shame, shame, shame to it, of course I went, oh yeah, but I vaguely remember. So, yeah. Yeah. What else? What other songs? Remember, like you said, shame, shame, shame. Is there anything else?
Without going through the computer to find out, literally, I can't quite remember, but that was one of her big songs way back in the day. Kiwi Girl, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you guys seen the movie Respect yet?
No, not yet.
Very good film.
Is it? I never get time to watch movies.
Yeah.
Look, bro, I started work here at 11 o'clock last night.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a long time, mate.
Yeah, and I doubt that I'll get back home before 8 o'clock tonight. You know what I mean?
Really?
And on average, I start work about midnight.
Wow. It's a long day, isn't it?
Got to do it. Literally, we've got to do it. One of our specialist people that we had working here actually comes from Auckland. His family's in Auckland. He went up to visit the family. The lockdown came down, and he's an integral part of our business. But I've got to fill in, so I've had to learn what he knows. And literally, I'm on the phone to the guy, and he's telling me over the phone what I have to do, because that's the best I can do at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gets awkward, doesn't it? I think it's very tricky.
It does, especially if you go, oh, did you not want me to do that? Then why mention it?
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear, how do I recover that? Ooh.
Yeah, I know it is. It's really just crazy times, isn't it, at the moment? Can't plan anything. It's just kind of do what you can. Just do your best, isn't it?
Now here's a good one. Bring that back over here. Donnie Coulter, you're about to head off to go and watch a hockey game. Toronto Maple Leafs against the New York Rangers. Now let me guess, Donnie, are you going for the Maple Leafs? I bet you are. I really do. And it's an ice hockey game, I bet. Over there, the Americans and the Canadians over there, they have this love-hate relationship, and I'm sure it's over ice hockey. You know what I mean?
Right, interesting. Ice hockey.
Much like us Kiwis and those Australians and rugby union.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
No, he's a Montreal fan.
Makes sense,
Oh,
doesn't
he's a
it?
Montreal fan. Okay, Donnie. I wouldn't have picked it, actually. I thought you were a Leafs guy. I really would have thought you were a Leafs guy. Never mind.
The
Good
best
luck
team-
in the game.
May the best team win.
Oh, the best team always wins.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're joined by Ryan Neville coming out of Christchurch, New Zealand, and believe me, always a pleasure to catch up with a Kiwi, Kiwi. So one guy says, you don't speak like a Kiwi. I went, should I go Kiwi? He goes, there you go. Now I recognise it. It was like, oh, okay, you've been listening to Linatawa or something. Only Kiwis would know what I'm talking about there, literally. Believe me. She had her time. She really did. Much like Tina Charles, actually. But it's that time where we're actually going to have to wrap this up right now. But, Ryan, Have you got any spare CDs? Because we would love to do a Ryan Neville giveaway. What do you reckon?
I would love to. I can send as many as you like up your way. You just yell and I will send it to you for sure.
Well, I tell you what, why don't you post them? I don't want my up my way being blocked up by CDs, but would love to be able to do something, you know, half dozen, something like that. We'd love to be able to do a competition for you and keep you rolling here at Galaxy. And I think that's a great idea.
Thanks, guys. I'll put them in the mail today, I promise.
Okay. We'll make sure that up my way is clean and clear for arrivals.
Perfect. That's good. Good to know.
Literally. But Ryan, don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do, the thing afterwards that we always do. But for those of you that are watching right now, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to not only North Carolina, but to also here in New Zealand, down in Canterbury. Of course, we're talking about Ryan Neville. 2 blues artists today. Fantastic show. It's been fun. And if you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do. Yes, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Have a good day. See you next week. Tomorrow. In the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet, Ryan. We'll switch over to the other studio.
Thanks, guys.
Galaxy 107 FM.